The biggest impact from Erin will be big waves, beach erosion, rip currents up and down the East Coast. Now, in Maine, it's not going to be as severe as Erin's going to hook and go far out to sea, but there will still be some impacts going forward into the forecast. Look at the wave heights here. You can see the big storm. It was Category 5. Then the eye wall went through a replacement cycle, so it has weakened a bit. It'll strengthen again, but then here you go. It's going to track and split the goalposts here. One goalpost Bermuda, one goalpost North Carolina. It goes up here and stays out to sea, okay? So it is going to drive some wave energy, especially the Carolinas, New Jersey, but Cape Cod and Nantucket, that's going to shield Maine a little bit. So looking more like 5 to 10 feet, especially down east, Penobscot Bay could be a little more than that, but not a significant, huge deal for Maine, but there will be some impact. Let's take a look at the short term here. This is the forecast. Showers and thunderstorms coming in today, and these are going to be, some of them severe. So I'm going to stop it around about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's the line of showers and thunderstorms most to be concerned about. Mid-coast down up to Penobscot Bay. Okay, here's the line that's going to have the threat for wind damage. 40, 50, 60 mile per hour wind damage. Not going to be major. It'll be pretty wide, widely scattered, not widespread. So not everyone's going to see it, but the mid-coast up to Penobscot Bay and a portion of down east, go up towards Ellsworth. You're on the fringe there of down east Maine. But this is not going to be a widespread thing. But it's going to heat up very quickly today ahead of the storm, basically. So then here's the wind coming and switching out of the north this afternoon behind the front, okay? Here's your line of showers and thunderstorms. By 7 o'clock, this line has cleared the coast, okay? So there it goes. So it won't be as bad of a situation for, statewide, especially in the mountains. They've already seen it. For the most part, we're seeing it right now up in the county on radar, okay? So southern coast to mid-coast. Right now, the models are keying on the mid-coast, but I would put anywhere from Penobscot Bay down to the southern coast. Here's a look at the storm. Here's Erin out in the Atlantic. There's some impacts down to the islands, but not a major thing. Remember, it's always the north side, northeast side especially, where you have the worst impacts from a tropical storm or a hurricane. So fortunately, the islands here are on the southern side, so they're not seeing, a massive impact. They're certainly seeing some outer rain bands, definitely, and some wind. So that's a look at the forecast there. Here's a look at the official forecast of the National Hurricane Center, which takes Erin here and splits those goalposts. So it's, the center of the storm could be anywhere inside this cone. It's called the cone of uncertainty. Okay, so it could be anywhere in here, a couple hundred miles or so. But generally, it's a major storm. So dropping down to a 3, but then staying between a 3 and a 4. I could see it getting back to a 5, but overall, it's not going to mean a lot because it's going to be out to sea. And the impacts here remain relatively minimal because of this track. So I don't know what fearmongers need to hear this, but it's not going to be jogging towards North Carolina with any impact of any landfall. So I'm sure there are no fearmongers watching this website, but or this forecast. But yeah, so there's the storm heading on that very typical curve, okay, as it heads out to sea and stays out to sea. And here's the reason why. So you've got this ridge here. If you're still watching, thanks for still watching. Here is your trough. Here is your subtropical ridge, okay? Here's a weak ridge here. So the trough is breaking down the ridge, okay? And it opens this door, this escape hatch for Erin to go away from the coastline. So watch what happens here. Doesn't matter how much it wobbles at this point, okay? The ridge has been broken down enough. So it looks like it's super close, but it's not really that close. And here it is. The trough was just too strong, and it has broken down the ridge and opened this escape hatch for Erin to go and split those goalposts between Bermuda and North Carolina. So without that trough, though, and if you had a real strong ridge, we would have been talking about a potential, catastrophic situation in the East Coast. And more likely than not, that doesn't happen, but it does happen from time to time. That's why you have to have a hurricane plan in place. Now, I want to point out here, before I let you go with the national stuff here for the tropics, there is an indication that something wants to come on the back side here of Erin. Here's this system, August 26th. Smaller, weaker system, but here's a trough, and this trough might suck it into Maine or into the Canadian Maritime. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. It could go into Nova Scotia. We'll see if it kind of sucks it in. At that point, you've got a trough farther west. You've got a ridge here. Okay, and at that point, it could get sucked in. It wouldn't be probably, you know, a catastrophic situation. Probably be weaker if it gets absorbed into the trough. But we'll see. There's still some time to fine-tune that forecast there going forward. Now let's take a look at the forecast in greater detail for Maine and show that the 10-day forecast where there is a wind damage threat. It's raining right now up in Aroostook County at the regional airport. You can see that. Okay, that's from the showers, thunderstorms. Those are going to be passing through from north to south today. And the humidity is going to drop. And I don't see it going back up to where it's going to be today for a while. So we're at that time of the year where, you know, humidity in Maine starts to really tail off. And it could certainly be humid again, but I don't have any humidity that's very noticeable after today in the mountains. So enjoy the temperatures will be mild. It will heat back up again next weekend especially, but overall things are quieting down. Now, if you're looking for rainfall, today's your best shot. Wednesday, a shower or two. This doesn't look great. Okay, I know really need the rain and the drought, but not again until the following weekend. Next weekend is there a better opportunity for rain. At the coastline, I've taken rain out Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't have high hopes. The MCV complex, storm coming complex from the Great Lakes coming in is going to really fall apart as the latest trend. So not great. Temperatures are to cool off though. I want to point out it is going to be dry. So get ready. Dry and windy. Fire danger will remain high on and off the next several days in Maine.